Yeah, this is Scott Boney. Who am I talking to?
Hey there, tough guy. This is Frank Rizzo.
Who?
Frank Rizzo, open your fucking ears, jackass.
Who the hell's Frank Rizzo?
Frank Rizzo. Frank Rizzo?
Rizzo? Frank Rizzo? Almost. Am I supposed to know you, Mr. Rizzo?
Maybe it's better you don't there, beefy tits, because you'd be shitting your fucking pants if you did, pal.
Some people would go with a Sopranos clip, Matt, for Vincent Pastore's obituary, but not me.
Not you.
Not me.
Not you.
Chris Scalzo here with
Matt Howell.
On this episode of The First Run, Matt and I are going to discuss the latest in Disney's Pixar's greatest franchise, I think, Matt. It's Toy Story 5. Matt loves his little kid cartoons, always avoiding serious cinema like the plague. In fact, just last week he was droning on and on about how he almost cried twice at a superhero movie. Well, since I've never seen that was me. Since I've never seen a single Broken Lizard property, and I had no interest in watching the Purge fascist sex comedy that's devoid of any sexy, Matt, we're left with Toy Story 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, Goo-goo Gaga Matt, let's discuss your precious cartoon, Toy Story 5.
I'm going to have some words with this lily pad and let her know how things are run around here.
Try to stay calm, Jesse.
Buzz, you know me. I'm the definition of calm.
That's not going to work.
Hi!
What the?
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Sleep mode, you know? No? Forget it. Was just gonna hop on the charger. Battery could use a little refresh.
I want to talk to you, device.
Please, call me Lily.
Now look here. Me and the toys have been working all summer to try and get Bonnie to make friends with the Jordan twins across the street.
Yeah.
But then you had to ruin
Got
it with
it.
all your stupid... You're not even listening to me.
Oh, no, I was listening. I'm always listening. See? Now look here. Me and the toys have been working all summer to try to get Bonnie to make friends with the Jordan twins. Now in Spanish.
Con los gemelos Jordan, al otro lado de la calle, pero luego tuviste que
Now
arruinarlo.
as a rap.
Me and the toys been working all summer trying to get Bonnie make friends.
dance, honey.
Oh, this concerns me ethically.
Matt, what is Toy Story 5 all about?
So we are back with Bonnie, the young girl who was given Andy's toys at the end of Toy Story 3. And one of the many things that makes it dusty in a movie theater when I'm watching it, goddamn you, Pixar. But it's essentially, you know, Bonnie's struggling making friends. She's not like the other kids. She still plays with toys. Everybody else is on devices. And she then, you know, in a fit of asking her parents brokenheartedly why no one wants to be her friend, she, you know, they get her basically a tablet, a kid's tablet. And that is a huge disruptor to the toys, and kind of shows that they think things should be done one way, and the lily pad, the tablet thinks things should be done a different way. And that's the main driver of how to make Bonnie the most well-rounded person she can be.
So, Matt, like I said, I think Toy Story has been the most kind of successful franchise thing Pixar has. I think certainly quality-wise over 5 installments. And then we have some other options, right, where they have the little TV things and some other stuff, specials, and I think for me this has been the most consistent thing that they've put out. I don't know if I agree with that with this one anymore. Let me restate that. I think this is the weakest entry we've had in the franchise so far.
Even more than 4.
I think so. I think I enjoyed 4 more than I did this. Yeah, I don't know what it is, and we can get into it a little bit, but there's something missing, some intangible thing I'm not quite sure of. The note I wrote down basically was just, I feel like just the magic isn't there for this one. I don't know if it's because we've seen this group of characters in the premise a few times now, and I don't know if it's wearing out its welcome at this point for me. I don't know, but it's good. I enjoyed it. There's things I liked about it, but I don't know. It was lacking in something for me. How did it work for you?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the film. I think it had the opportunity to be a little heavy-handed, in how it's saying, you know, technology bad kind of thing, but it while it does have its moments of that, it does handle it with, I think, a little more subtlety and grace, and kind of looking at both sides about how there are good parts of these things and there's bad parts as well. And you got to find that balance, right? So I don't think really this is not really a story about the toys, right? This is more about an old way of thinking versus a new way of thinking. And this whole idea of people being alone. And of course you've got the whole Jessie, abandoned thing, which is, I think is something that's been going on with her for, I think since Toy Story 2, right? But I think the real core of this, and I think it's going to connect with a lot of parents and kids, I would think, is this kind of idea that you're separated even though you're still nominally connected with people, and how you can be excluded very quickly if you don't fall in line with the kind of group, right? And I think it may have connected more to me than to Chris, is because I've had some of these conversations, right? And it seemed very real, and it seemed very earned, and like somebody who was writing this thing really understood that kind of separation and that kind of need to belong in this kind of today's world where you can talk to somebody, you don't know who the hell they are, but you can talk to somebody, across the other side of the room or the world, and you can think you have these connections, but maybe you don't, kind of thing. And I think it's a good message to put out there. I think it's a good thing for people, for parents and kids to watch, because I think I agree with Chris that the toy aspect of it, the kind of characters that we know, they're the plot driver. It's not really about them. It's more about Bonnie. And I think that's where the emotional core of the film sits.
And I think when we focus on Bonnie and those interactions, her inability to make friends is a really challenge for her. I think that works. There are some emotional moments in this film that really did work on me, that really grabbed me. Maybe that's part of my issue, right? When I was a kid growing up, I was like stupid popular, right? The central theme of the film doesn't really connect with me. I was as normal as possible. I wasn't overweight. I certainly didn't have buck teeth. I had no confidence issues like at all back then. I made friends like Matt. I can't think of anything funny to interject here. So, and I like the fact too that So I did struggle a lot as a young kid. So that part of it really worked for me. I was happy that we saw Jessie. This film kind of focuses more on her. She's the lead toy in this adventure, which was nice to see her kind of tackle. And I guess the film really tackle the dilemma of screens. And maybe that's part of it. I don't have a child. My dog isn't really focused on her iPad that much at all. We try and get her to learn, but she doesn't care. So I know that's a real dilemma for parents right now, is the screen time and how difficult it is to deal with. And I guess how it's only really just even rewiring kids' brains, right? Like, Matt, you and I are and this is going to sound kind of old man, yells at clouds type thing, but I think we were the best generation for this because we had an experiential youth kind of time without this stuff. And then in our late teens, early 20s and such is when a lot of this was introduced. So we were technological natives, but we could adapt with it, and we had a reference point to go to prior to it. Kids nowadays, they don't, right? It's everywhere. It's all consuming. And I don't know, Matt, how challenging is that for you as a parent?
It's very challenging, right? And so I remember, we had avoided it for a really long time, and we went to Florida to visit, some of my family and the in-laws and stuff. And we went and hung out with one of my cousins, and her son, who was a little bit older than my daughter, he was fully invested on all this stuff. And while they were together, he was showing her all this stuff, and she was like hooked immediately, right? So like caved a bit. We kind of limited her screen time. We limited what she could get access to, but then vividly again, remember her coming back in like, 5th or 6th grade. I don't have TikTok. Everybody else has TikTok. Nobody's going to like me if I don't have TikTok. So, you kind of know it's not the right thing to do, but then you don't know how to fix it, because she's probably right that she would be ostracized if she didn't have these things. So that it's like, what's your choice that you make, right? And I don't know what the right one is. You kind of make the one you make, and you hope you can kind of steer it as best you can. But it's a strange minefield to navigate, right? Because they will completely get consumed by it if you let them.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that for me is my lack of having a child, having that screen time kind of battle. In the end, the film for me, like I said, it lacks a certain kind of magic. It's the most traditional kind of film for me out of all of them. I pulled up our grades from Toy Story 4. I gave that one an A. You gave it a B plus. I had to research because I forgot what happened. I couldn't remember why Woody wasn't there, so I had to pull up my notes and look up online what had happened. But I don't know. I remember that one being weird at times, which maybe is why I liked it as much as I did.
Yeah.
And this one again seems just the most traditional and most kind of regular animated film, and just is lacking something I can't quite wrap my head around that, or it's my inability to connect maybe with the subject matter, which is an easier thing for you to do. I enjoyed some of the introduction of the new characters. Conan O'Brien voices Smarty Pants, which is a toilet training toy, which I had an absolute blast with. Some of my favorite moments featured Conan. And then Greta Lee is Lily Pad, or Lily, which is a takeoff of, what is it? Frog something? I can't remember what it's called.
Leap Pad.
Leap Pad, thank you. And who else do we get here? Craig Robinson is Atlas. I'm going through all. Alan Cumming, not a verb, shows up as evil Bullseye in one of the play sequences. Like, what is they must be working scale, because the budget for casting on these things would be out of control. I don't think you could film them with how much money they have to spend. Bring all that. I mean, even Keanu Reeves shows up again as Duke, has like 3 lines. Right? So Duke Kaboom, another one of my favorite characters introduced in the last run. So it's fine. It's good. I laughed out loud a few times. I had that emotional reaction that they were going for. Certainly, it just didn't quite work as well for me, Matt. But I will say, I also appreciate kind of the meta narrative as well, as like not only are they trying to find a friend for Bonnie, but the traditional toys are now befriending the new electronic toys as well. And then I'm like, well, is this Pixar's propaganda to get us just accept that technology and the rule of the Nerd Reich, that we're supposed to bow down and accept our inevitable AI apocalypse? Like, are we going to lose our jobs, and then people are going to, who've worked their entire lives to cut the social safety net, are going to set up a UBI for all these people that will no longer work? That's bullshit, Matt. It's not Sorry, I get a little too excited sometimes about this stuff. So the animation looks great. There are times the detail stuff, particularly at Blaze's farmhouse, Matt, is incredible. Like the paint on the walls, the wood flooring, all the inanimate object type stuff looks fantastic. And it looks gorgeous. It's just, for me, Matt, I'm sitting, I think, at like a B- at the moment.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty low. Yeah, I'm going to be way more generous. I'm going to give it an A- myself.
Okay.
Now, I do want to ask you one thing, though, Chris.
Please.
So, up until, I want to say 2020, 2021, right? When whatever it was, Soul or Luca came out, we would catch pretty much every single Pixar film, unless it was a Cars film, right?
Yeah.
Now they've released at least another, 6, 7, and we've seen maybe 2 or 3 of them. What is it that we've kind of moved away from checking out Pixar films, when some of our favorite films ever, and animated like WALL-E, are their films?
Yeah, I don't know, Matt. Let me see if... Oh, no, it's not. I don't have it in here. I was going to try and pick your Jamesy thing here with the, come on, little baby, come on. But no, some of the films just didn't really appeal to me that much. Like, I didn't care for Inside Out 2 that much. Soul was okay. Coco was fine. I never saw Ratatouille. Brave was mostly meh for me.
Was that a Pixar movie? Okay.
According to the Wikipedia page, it is.
Okay.
So, but I don't know. So where are we now? So we saw Incredibles 3, right? Didn't we see that? We did.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, we did Onward. We did.
Oh no,
Soul.
Incredibles 3 is in 2028. Never mind. We saw Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
So Toy Story 4. We saw Onward, which I didn't really care for. That was the Dungeons and Dragons one, right? Basically, or the
I had a soft spot for it
and-
because of Dungeons and Dragons. Yes.
Yeah. Soul was fine.
Luca was the last one we did, I believe. Before this,
We saw Lightyear.
we did see Lightyear, which was bad, and then we knew it was going to be bad.
And Inside Out 2 we saw.
Yes, because we liked Inside Out 1 so much more.
All right, so
But
get off my back. What the hell's your problem? So we
But
haven't
I
seen,
just
what,
said.
3?
No, we didn't see Turning Red. We didn't see Elemental. We didn't see Elio. We didn't see
We
Hoppers.
didn't see Hoppers.
And
we
I
did see Elio. Didn't we do Elio? That's the Italian one, right?
No, that's
oh,
Luca.
No, it's not.
That's Luca.
Luca's the Italian one.
And I had to twist your arm to go see Toy Story 4. So
Yeah.
we would have skipped 5 out of like the last 7.
Yeah. I don't really have I don't know if it's because at the time there were other things I was more interested in seeing.
Mm-hmm.
We could do like I don't know. We can pick them back up again, and if you want to do like a marathon, I have the Disney Plus. I can watch them.
Yeah, it's really just more a question. I'm not saying I disagree.
I don't know. I don't. It hasn't really connected with me. I haven't had the urge to see them like I did in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there must have been something alternate out that really piqued my interest at the time.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
I know, like, it seems like I run the show with like an iron fist with stuff, but you're always, Chris, I really want to go see X. Then absolutely. I'm
Sure.
happy to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we seem to have pulled back from something that, has
Yeah, we didn't see the
produced-
robot. Yeah, the nature robot movie, Wild Robot,
which is supposed to be excellent.
Fantastic.
It's supposed to be absolutely excellent. The new Transformers 1 animated movie was supposed to be excellent, and we didn't watch either one of those. It's like we've pulled back. It's like now we had documentaries that have been kind of put off to the side, and now we're pulling back on animated movies too. And I expect that because when we watch comedies and we don't have anything to say about them, then we're going to start pulling back on some of that as well.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I found a way to mine something out of this. Yeah, no, we could do that. We could do like a special. I'd be happy to Wild Robot and stuff. We'll talk about it. I think
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
I've been threatening to come up with like a Patreon type thing for a very long time now. We could do marathons and throw them on there or something. Just a matter of squeezing in the time. That's all.
Yeah.
I will. A couple last things for this. The film opens up with notes of the song When She Loved Me from the original Toy Story movie, sung by Sarah McLachlan, that if I hear it to this day, I will cry. I am not kidding. I am not being hyperbolic or exaggerating. I will. I don't know what it is. That song devastates me every time I hear it. Which leads me into my next question. So there's a reveal at the end of this film when Jessie finds out that she really did matter, that one of her prior owners loved her so much. And again, spoilers here, all right? She named her own daughter after her. Now, the way she finds this out is there's like a time capsule, like lunchbox buried under a tree and carved in the tree as if Jessie was here. Was the human kid Jessie dead?
No, I think what it was the kid grew up, the parents either died or they moved out of the house, and she kind of, carved her name into a tree where she hung out and left a little thing for herself to say that she had been there. That's what I thought it meant.
Okay. I interpreted it as the mom, who was Jessie's original owner, had a daughter, Jessie, who died.
That's
and
very
to mark
bleak.
that occasion.
It's very bleak. I hope that's not the
Jessie was
case.
here. But then I don't know. I don't know why I went to that dark area, but I did. And then I don't know. I don't know. I must be working through something in my subconscious right now. I have absolutely no idea. But I'm like, wait, what? So anyway, all right. Toy Story 5 currently in theaters, probably still this weekend. It's made over $1 billion, so it's still running here. And if you had a chance to see it, we'd love to hear from you. Feedback@thefirstrun.com. All right. Hopefully that whole thing when I got mad wasn't too obvious, Matt, that I had planned it out. I have a little note here in parentheses, a little box says "Get upset." Did I sell it? No?
You did.
I felt a little forced to me.
No, I was very nervous that you were upset.
Okay, good. All right, let's go ahead and wrap things up then. Talk about what's coming up on physical media this upcoming Tuesday, August 18th.
Deep in the swamps of Louisiana lives a Cajun wildcat, untamed and deadly as the swamps that spawned her. Desiree. Poaching gators are playing tag with the Louisiana law. Desiree roamed her land wild and free.
Hey, Desiree! Pull over the name of the law.
Then she tangled with the powerful Bracken clan. They wanted her for gator bait and murder.
Matt, Gator Bait is being released by Terror Vision, which I'd say too. I finally got my Student Bodies 4K. They finally got them out. They've been long delayed, but they're now available. You can get them.
Nice.
But Gator Bait, of course, is the exploitation film. They actually get parts 1 and 2 in this 4K set, which includes a restoration from the 35mm negative of the original film, and then 4K restoration of the 16mm negative of Gator Bait Part 2. Some new interviews, archival and new commentaries, and more. There's a bunch. So if you're a Gator Bait fan, this is the set for you, which I have never seen a single Gator Bait movie. I know they exist. I remember clearly like the poster in the video store when I was young, but that's all I have about Gator Bait. And also, too, I had this weird moment of nostalgia this week, Matt, or past week, when I had heard online this like ambient instrumental track. I'm like, that's awesome. And it was part of this rare, I guess, post-punk Irish compilation. So this is stuff in Ireland, like in the late 70s, early 80s, this post-punk movement with the all the stuff that was going on at the time with the IRA and all this stuff. So, but it came in an actual jewel case. And it had the little tape on the top as well. Remember they used to have that? Because everything now is a digipack if you buy a CD.
Yeah.
And I opened it up and I ripped off the tape and on the cellophane, and it felt like it was like 1995 again. And I was all, I don't know. It was weird as I will get older, how these moments kind of just wash over me at times. From the simple act of opening up a jewel case. I'm just staring down at my own mortality. All right, so Gator Bait. I guess that was, I can't find my remote here, my thing. Here we go. That was number 5. Number 4, Matt.
4.
I'm going to go with the Matt Howell story. It's called 10 Women in Black, being put out by Radiance. This is going to be a Blu-ray, though it is a 4K restoration. Directed by Kon Ichikawa. It is, I believe, a Japanese film. A man has a wife and 9 girlfriends, all 10 of them who are fed up with his shameless polygamy and plot to kill him. However, this is easier said than done. Includes a feature-length documentary directed by Shunji Owa, new and improved English subtitle translations, and the first 3,000 of them come with the OBI strip. If you're familiar with Radiance releases, they include OBI strips from the first batch of sets that come out. So I just saw that and thought of Matt and all of his personal challenges he doesn't talk about on the show that much.
Get 3 coffins ready.
Huh?
Radiance is also putting out in 4K The Hot Spot. This is the 90s film directed by Dennis Hopper, featuring Don Johnson, and I think was a second awakening for me of Jennifer Connelly. If you've seen The Hot Spot, you will know what I'm talking about. Includes an archival interview with Hopper, who discusses the film, and interviews with Virginia Madsen and William Sadler, and some other featurettes as well. Again, includes the OBI strip for the first 5,000 copies on that. And this is a 4K release from Radiance.
Well, you two lovebirds take it easy, okay?
Matt, also Arrow is putting out in 4K and in Blu-ray with the theatrical and director's cut in 4K. Troy. This is Wolfgang Petersen's film with Brad Pitt. And I remember distinctly not thinking this was very good, even with the director's cut. Do you remember Troy? Did you watch that in the theater?
I don't think I saw it in the theater, but I did see it, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. Maybe the director's cut's better. I don't know. But really nice set coming out for a film that I just don't really care for. And number 1?
There can be only one.
I've almost bought this on Blu-ray. I don't know how many times. I'm glad I waited because now it's being released in 4K. Popeye, Robert Altman's film with Robin Williams, includes a 4K and Blu-ray combo pack, Dolby Vision presentation of the film, a little retrospective featuring Return to Sweet Haven, a look back with Robin and the Altmans, and a couple other featurettes. I haven't seen Popeye, Matt, in probably 40 years. So maybe 35. I don't know if it's. I remember really liking it, but I don't know. I don't know. Are you a Popeye fan?
The Robin Williams? The Robin Williams?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was terrible.
All right, fine. Whatever. Also getting released in 4K. Nightcrawler from Shout Factory. It was previously only available as a steel book, so now you can get a conventional release of that. This is the Gyllenhaal film. And then Kino Lorber is putting out a bunch of stuff. MacArthur, featuring Gregory Peck in the titular role, includes an audio commentary. The Island, featuring Michael Caine and David Warner, brand new 4K restoration on that one. A couple new audio commentaries. The Denzel Washington helmed film Flight. The Not Good Repo Man with Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker. And then Kino is repressing, I should say, Daylight, this Stallone film where they get trapped in the tunnel. And those are your 4K and big releases and Blu-ray for this week, Matt, August 18th. What's coming up next week for the big show?
I don't actually know. I don't know if we're going to try and catch the Camp Miasma film that was not available this week, or if we're going to be watching Flower Vale Station.
Street?
Yeah.
We're doing, so the Camp Miasma isn't actually hitting for another week.
Okay.
The 20th is when it's going to drop. 21st, I'm not sure what it is, but it's going to be the 20s. So we'll be doing the John Cameron Mitchell Dinosaur Transportation Street movie.
Gotcha. All right, sounds good.
If that works for you.
It does.
So
it does.
Sweet. In the meantime, you can check. Oh, and there's another Insidious coming out. We have it on the list. Oh God, let's see if we can find an alternative on that. I don't think there's been a good Insidious movie since the second one. Feedback at the first run. We'd love to hear from you. Check us out at thefirstrun.com. You can find archives of all the old shows. The report card is there, Matt, and it is updated up through, I believe, the Odyssey. So if you want to catch up on the grades we've been giving stuff so far this year, you can just jump right there. Though I think you'd want to listen to the show. And then you can head on over to YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky, and Letterboxd. Do a search for The First Run. You'll find us. And on Letterboxd, I'm Chris Scalzo. Matt is simply there as Thurston. And then, is that it? I feel like that's mostly it. And then you go on over to Apple Podcasts and give us a review to help other people find the show. And that'll be that. So we're going to take an extended break. Please take care of yourselves. Love you all very much. And we'll see you again soon. Take care.
That's right, pizza with sunglasses.